Hi Cancer, welcome to your July 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. That being said, if you're only going to watch one, I do use whole sign tropical Western astrology. So if you're only going to watch one, I advise it to be for your ascendant sign because it's likely to be the most accurate. Now, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. As many of you know, I am a Cancer moon and very proud of that fact. So this is important for me too in some way, shape or form. Now, that being said, this month I'm adding a little something extra. It's nothing massive, but just let me know if it helps bring everything into a bit more context. All right, so your themes for the month are money and aspirations, travel and studies. These are the elements and energies that are highlighted through this reading. So from now on, you're going to get the themes of your month, and you can let me know in the comments if you love or loathe that. Now, for your first transit on July the 1st, right out of the gate, right? July is not pulling any punches. Venus is going to square Uranus. This is happening between Leo, which is where Venus is now, and Taurus, which is where Uranus is now. This transit for you is important because Venus has moved into the sign of Leo, and this is important because Leo represents your second house. So Venus is in your money sector. She's in there for a nice long stay, like 4 months basically. So she's here, but in this square to Uranus in your 11th house, the combination is trying to get you to your longer term resources, and to help you get those longer term resources like together basically in order to create something that lasts. As Venus rules your 4th house, I feel that this is like, it's a consideration about the long-term living situation. Home and family are always buzzwords for you guys. They're very important for you, but because Venus is the ruler of that 4th house for you, it really does kind of, it almost suggests that you have like a, what's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, it almost suggests that you're having to really rethink home in some way, shape or form. And, you know, also you're getting clear on how you're, like, it suggests that you're needing to dig deeper, and maybe even on the longer term aspirations, so you can get clear on how to achieve them. So Venus is bringing a great reset to your finances in some way, shape or form, because obviously later in the month she's going to go retrograde, but it's also helping you put self-esteem, self-worth and value, but also put money in its proper rightful place when it comes to your finances. So as soon as you get clear on how you genuinely feel about yourself and your finances, and how that is reflected back at you through the goals and aspirations that you have, through the gains that you're getting from your career and or your business, and also from the group associations. If you take a look around and you look at your friends or the people that you really associate with, and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm nothing like these people, you know, and not to put anybody down or anything like that, but maybe you wake up one day this month around the 1st of July and you think to yourself, holy fuck, how am I hanging around with these people? Like, they're deadbeats, what the hell? That's a moment, right? That Venus square Uranus, you realize something in an instant. Shit, this is how I really feel about myself because this is what I surround myself with. That wake up call gives you the impetus to say, I need new friends, I need new connections. The goals that I've been going for, I'm playing small. Why are you doing that to yourself, right? I mean, whew. So for this, you've got the 2 of Pentacles, all about your budgeting and your resources. With the 2 of Wands, what do we see here? 2 twos. 2 twos represents a bond, a pact, or an accord. really paying a lot of attention to the value and the worth that you're getting from friendships or not, as the case may be. You've got the Nine of Wands. What do your group associations say about you? What do the people that know your vulnerabilities and your weaknesses, how do they use them either to assist you or to hinder you in some way, shape or form? That one's going to do some stuff. All right. On the 11th of July, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Leo. So Mercury, the merchant planet, the ruler of money. So Venus rules money in terms of like luxuries and the things that we can buy and the things that we value. Mercury is the transactional nature of things, and wherever it goes, it brings like a shot of coffee. It speeds things up. It's coming into your finance sector of the second house in Leo. This is going to be fun. It's definitely entering the party, so you could be wanting to spend more money on things that are enjoyable and or creative to you. When it comes to your money and your finances, things are definitely speeding up. So if you've got your own business, this could be transactions, more sales, etc. So that could be really nice. This is you having fun, getting creative with your financial outlook and experience and speeding that whole energy up. So it's like Mercury's the ruler of your third house and also of your 12th house, which means there's probably a lot of consideration going on around the ideas that you grew up with when it comes to money, when it comes to reshaping and reforming those ideas that we all have them, right? Stuff that is ingrained into us when it comes to money, when it comes to resources and finances. If anyone's going to benefit from my abundance block smasher session this month, it is you, right? If you are looking to smash your money blocks, to get really clear on that energetic frequency about what's going on with you and your money and your connection to money, the Abundance Block Smasher is absolutely for you. Let's get into it and let's get you on the way to the greatest abundance that you can have. For this, you have the Magician card. I mean, look, I ain't gonna blow my own trumpet or anything, but it looks like you guys are ready to do that kind of work. With the Ace of Cups, you better get this, manny. Ooh, very nice with the Seven of Wands. So, look, if there were... and I'm not saying this just to sell my product, right? I'm saying it because, like, the cards are echoing it. You guys are ready to break through to the next level of money, finances, abundance, etc. But you're doing this in a way that is, like, Cancer tends to be more watery, right? You approach it with the feels and you feel it. But when you get resolute, there's the pincers come in. It looks like you guys are really ready to grapple with your finances this month and to make some really big strides with it. It also suggests that there's an opportunity that's coming in for you to make more money, but you are going to have to fight for it. It's not just going to fall in your lap and be like, oh, yay, it's not that. You are going to have to show up for this and you got to fight for it. Maybe there are competitors. Maybe you're, one option of three people that are going for the same job or whatever it is. You have to fight for it, right? So the usual sort of way that you approach things with a bit more of a passive, spiritual or psychic air, that's not quite going to cut it this month. You need, Mercury's in a fire sign. It's going to demand action. On July the 20th, now, before I get into this, it's really important that you understand that this transit that I'm about to talk about, you will feel this coming for about a month, about a week, right? So before the 20th of July, that whole week before, you will likely feel this in the background coming to a rolling boil. Now, before we get into that, I also want to say happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope you have a wonderful solar return. If you're celebrating your birthday this month, happy damn birthday to you. Make it a good one. Now, on the 20th of July, Mars is going to oppose Saturn. So Mars is going to be in the sign of Virgo. Saturn is already in the sign of Pisces, as we now know. So this is happening across your third, ninth house axis. Now, an opposition is literally that. It's two energies that are pulling you in two different directions or going head to head for your attention. I wouldn't be surprised if you break ties with someone at this time, because the third house and the ninth house, these are travel houses, yes, they're educational houses, yes, but they're also communication houses as well. And so I feel like for a lot of you, this might be a break in communication where you do cut ties with someone or something. We'll all feel this build in, like I said, but on this day of the 20th of July, that's when it's really exact. this is probably some kind of situation and communication that demands to be heard. So this could be around your studies and your professional life. It could be as far as the wider world or the day to day. It could also be possibly unwelcome news around the health of a grandparent, and I hope I'm wrong on that front. Mars in, is making your communications, like in the third house, that's harsh words, right? It's hard communication. I will be heard. I will forcefully say what I need to say. Usually you guys don't take that track, right? But this time round, it's like Saturn is giving you the reality check from the ninth house, from the wider world. And potentially even on a spiritual level as well. And then there's you kind of saying, no, I'm pushing back against that, which is something that you're not usually known for in that regard. It's making Mars in Virgo, though, in the third house, it's making your communication feisty and succinct. It's also amping up the energy of the local area and possibly harsh words with siblings or neighbours. So watch out for that this month. It could also be a fallout with a teacher or a coach of some kind, and one that is almost like one that feels like really hard on you because you've had to say something or to do something that you kind of didn't want to do. I'm getting a very Five of Swords energy from that. So for this, you've got the Wheel of Fortune with the Four of Cups, okay, and the Four of Wands. So what do we see here? Two fours. Two fours represents insomnia. So I'm just going to tell you straight up, this Mars opposing Saturn, there are potentially some sleepless nights over this. And the reason I feel like this comes up, now that I see it through the tarot guys, it looks like there's an opportunity that comes up that you are unsure of, but you know is good for you. It's like something comes in and you think to yourself, you know what, this could be absolutely amazing for me. But in order to accept this, I have to let go of this friendship group, or I have to release this place that I'm living in. Or do you see what I mean? It's like something presents to you and you think, yes, this is great. This could be amazing for me. But the sleepless nights that come in, it's because you know that in order to chase after, or to go after, should I say, this opportunity, you will have to let someone or something go, and it potentially, might be a little bit explosive. And then finally, on the 23rd of July, Mercury is going to square Uranus, and also on the same day, Venus goes retrograde. So there's a lot here, right? This is happening between your second house, which is where Mercury is in Leo, and your 11th house again, where Uranus is and has been for 3 years and will still be here for another 3+ years at that point. And on top of that, Venus will be going retrograde in your second house of money and finances. So I'm going to tell you straight up, friendships and money do not mix at this time. It might be that there is a powerful or a potent or hard conversation that happens around finances and longer term goals. It could just as easily be, though, that you have a really tough conversation with a friend about why they always forget their wallet, or why you're always expected to be the one to ... I wonder as well, for some of you, if you're considering a retreat or a pull away from the world in some regard that helps you really get clear on some things. Uranus is involved here, right? So don't be surprised if the demand of some kind that's placed on you feels really like left of field. Like, where did that come from, right? As Venus goes retrograde on this day, for your reconsiderations around home and living situation, but also getting some potentially disruptive news that you thought had been settled or dealt with at some point. So this could be like a financial problem, challenge, or issue that comes up from the past, where you're kind of like, what the hell? Like, why is this happening now? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, maybe you've really completely forgotten about it. For this, you have the Seven of Swords. Watch out for manipulation at this time with the Nine of Swords, okay, and the Eight of Wands, right? So it's going to present like it's a big deal, but it may not necessarily be. And if this is someone reaching out from the past or from a distance to say, you owe me, or you have to do, or A, B, and C, blah, 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 just ignore that. All right, like, that's not what's going on here. But I will say, be very mindful of the communications that come in about what you owe someone, or anything of that nature. All right, just be really, really careful with that. And as I say, if somebody asks for money, I'm going to tell you straight up, you won't get that money back in the time frame that is promised, if at all. All right, so you need to decide. If someone comes to you and says, look, I really need you to loan me this money, if it's money you have to lose, I'm going to tell you straight up, because the chances are you probably will. If it's money you have to lose and you can let it go sort of cold and clear, do so. And do it under that guise as well, so that you squash any of the shit that might potentially brew later, or any resentments or whatever. If someone comes to you and says, look, I need to borrow this money, just say to them, no, I'm giving you this. It's, I'm going to give you this, but after this, please don't ask again, right? You're setting a very clear boundary, and you're doing what you can if you decide to. So on July the 3rd, we've got the Capricorn full moon, which for you is happening in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, contracts, one-to-one connections, best friends, etc. as well. So for this, you've got the Gate 23 and Assimilate. It's a really interesting card to have, because it suggests that a lot of the goals, hopes and wishes and dreams that you have that you're trying to bring to fruition, they have really, really clear chances to become something special, but it's going to really take you being very honest with yourself about who is in your life that is helping those things go forward, and who is in your life that is holding you back. For your the Cancer new moon, so this is your new moon. We get one new moon, one full moon per sign per year. This is your new moon, which is July the 17th. No, it's July. Yes, July 17th is the Cancer new moon. I've got it written down here. This for you is happening in your 1st house, right? So this is your new moon. This is you starting over and starting afresh. This is also potentially you taking the leadership, because you are ready to let a specific goal, a specific gift that you have, shine once more. So I love, love, love this for you. Again, happy damn birthday to you. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.